Hey, FanboyNation.
This is your pal Daffy Duck, and you're watching.
You're watching.
We're watching. You're watching Fanboy.
Fanboy. Fanboy.
Fanboy.
Fanboy.
A fanboy, etc.
FanboyNation.
Dot. I assume Tom.
Orion Smith, Madison Lawlor, thank you so much for being here today. Congratulations on the latest incarnation of The Conjuring Last Rites, coming out September 15th. You play the younger versions of Ed and Lorraine Warren. Take us through the process of a franchise that's been in existence for well over a decade at this point, and yet you're playing younger versions of Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. You know, how do you avoid doing a caricature while still making it your own? Because you're playing younger versions of them, so you have to have some of their similar mannerisms.
Absolutely. I think it's walking a tightrope for sure, because it's not only what they've done for 12 years, but also the real people, right? Like they lived entire lives. So it's definitely been a lot of studying who they are and getting that ingrained, and then also putting on, you know, what has, for me, Patrick Wilson created, and this character that is so beloved. I want to do that justice, and I want the audience to be like, yeah, that's the same person. But then I do think there's also the younger version, you know, and people change over time. Like everybody's different when they're younger than when they're older. So also exploring that of like, what is it like to be a younger version of a legendary paranormal researcher who has grown into who they are, but may not have always been that way?
I think you said it so well. I think for me too, it's like you always approaching it, whatever you're doing, with truth and honesty and like feeling really grounded in the performance. And we're playing established people, so you do study that intensively and you study the mannerisms and the voice, but also just making sure that every moment feels truthful and honest to your portrayal of that person as well, I think is kind of the barometer for keeping it in balance and making sure it feels like them, but it also feels real and true.
You know, the thing with the Conjuring movies is, so I do believe in the paranormal stuff when it comes to ghosts and demon possession and things of that sort. When the first one came out, Warner Brothers actually had me come to the studio, and I was with the audience that they try to get the jump scare reactions to. And I'm a big wuss, so every time I saw the red light come towards me, I made sure to flip off the camera so I wasn't the guy in the jump scare video, because they couldn't use anything on me. When you guys pull back and watch this baker's dozen year of films, like at what point do the jumps stop happening and you just start focusing on the performances? Because, you know, you're still watching a movie and trying to enjoy it, but you're also doing your research in making sure that you get Ed and Lorraine right, especially the real Ed and Lorraine, who we have so much information on.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I am completely fall victim to the jumps every single time. And sometimes I actually will just turn the volume down if I'm watching and I know something's coming and I'm like, okay, I don't want to be a victim to the jump, but I am also a wuss and it gets me every time. So it's funny, even though I've watched them over and over and over again now, it just works. It works, but I do sometimes turn the volume down just so I can focus.
Yeah, I think time of day for me is a big factor. If it's sunny out, I'll be okay. If I'm watching it alone in the dark, that's a game changer for me. Even now, like I was rewatching them for the like upcoming you know, for the premiere right now, and still, if it's nighttime, it's hard to watch.
So this also begs the question, since you know how big of a wuss I am at this point by flipping off the camera so I'm not in the jump scare videos for marketing, what scares you?
I have what I would consider, I think the fear is rational, but my level of fear has become irrational. I am someone who's super scared of snakes, but super scared of snakes, like beyond reasonable comprehension. I think I can't even see a photo of one. And I probably shouldn't even say that because people use it against you. But I am crazy, crazy scared of snakes. Crazy.
Madison is scared of ice cream, so keep sending her ice cream stuff instead.
Yeah. Ice
There
cream,
you go, yeah.
terrifying, terrifying. It's so cold.
It's so cold. I'm gonna get a headache. No.
Yeah, brain freeze. No, Ryan?
I think for me, it's the moments where you can't tell whether it's there or not. Like when it's in the darkness and it's like, is something there? It feels like something there. I think something's there. And then when it inevitably cuts back and something jumps out, that's what gets me every time.
You know,
Oh,
we're
no one
trying
can
not
use
to
that
give. I'm
against
sorry.
you.
Go ahead. Sorry,
No one
Madison.
can use that against you.
Yeah.
We're just gonna use ice cream against you. It's all
Yeah.
rocky
Yeah.
road.
I'm
Yeah.
also scared of ice cream. I hate brain freezes. So
Something we have in common.
just send me gift cards to ice cream places.
There
And
you go.
then,
If you want to be tortured, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can't give away too much of the film because it comes out September 15th, but you can discuss the shooting schedule and you can discuss the moments of the film for you. Have you seen the final cut yet, or are you still waiting for the premiere in September?
I'm waiting for the premiere for me to see the final cut. We both went in and did like ADR and stuff. So it's cool to see everything in the different processes of how it, comes together. But I'm very excited to experience it with a full audience.
Me too.
Hmm.
I dig it. So you've done your ADR stuff and you've seen bits and pieces of what those cuts are going to look like. Did it bring any memories to, oh, we were filming this, and like whether you had a bit of anxiety for it, or did you guys just keep breaking and laughing on set? Like, was there a moment like that going on in The Conjuring?
I feel like for us, our scenes were intense, and yeah, watching some of it back through the ADR sessions, it does bring you back, and you're like, whoa, I can't believe we did that. But no, I feel like because of the genre and everything, it's super high stakes. Everything is at an 11. Like it's a really intense world that you're in. So for us, I think it was figuring out how to pace yourself and not just completely exhaust yourself, but also kind of hold on to some of it so that you can keep going and be back in those kind of intense moments.
Yeah, for sure. I think we got a lot of coverage of a lot of the scenes too. So like, yeah, you'll be doing the same thing for a full hour. And it's interesting to see, which takes make it. Like that's always something fun as an actor to be like, oh yeah, like that's the one they used. I remember that. Um, but definitely pacing and the intensity is something I'll never forget.
It's always interesting because like sometimes you'll get directions that don't make sense. Like I need a little more color or a little more oomph, and like I don't. There's no clear definition of that, so you just give a different take and interpretation. And then when you finally see it on camera, you're like, oh, so that's what they were going for. Were there any of those moments in the ADR booth?
Well, I think with horror too, some things are shot in a really specific way in order to best sell the scare. So some things might feel strange in the moment. And you're like, okay, I'm just trusting that this works. And then you do see it and it works. And you're like, well, that's why you're the you're the expert and I'm not. But yeah, we shot things from a lot of different angles because it's like selling that scare. And so it's interesting to with sound and everything, you see how well it translates. It's really a wonderful surprise.
Yeah, I trust Michael Shaw's with my life, the director. Whatever he says, I'm like, I believe you. I know you have a vision. I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability.
And then take us back to the setting. Did you actually use the manor where all this took place, or was it a soundstage? If you actually did go to the real location, how creepy was it to be there?
We shot in a soundstage for most of our stuff. I believe the actual case took place in Pittsburgh, and we shot in London. But the production design was absolutely incredible. I mean, gosh, it was walking onto that soundstage for the first time. I was speechless and I had chills. Just the attention to detail and everything is so well done that yeah, being in that world was amazing.
Yeah. Go ahead, Orion. I thought you were going to say something.
No, I just totally agree. I think even on a sound stage, the work that they did to create the world, it still felt scary. It still felt spooky. And there was a moment, this is my favorite story on set, when our first take, we took like a pause and the door behind us opened by itself. And it was like, it feels like something's going on here. This is weird. And they like put a sandbag to hide it. And so there was the energy on set, even though it was on a sound stage.
At some point you're like, I'm going to go get holy water. This is getting a little too intense.
Yeah.
So there was a movie that came out in the early 80s. It was called Star 80 about, and I can't remember her name, but she was a Playboy playmate that ended up getting murdered by her husband. And they actually shot the film in the same room where the murder took place. So that would have freaked me out.
That would have really freaked me out.
Yeah, me too.
When you get to be a part of this film, yes, you filmed in London and the story takes place in Pittsburgh, But is there that temptation of actually going to the house where this demonic possession takes place and going, hey, let's check it out? Because if it's me, I'm gonna like, no, London is perfect. Let Pittsburgh be Pittsburgh, and we got an entire ocean in between us.
I think distance makes the heart grow fonder. I think I do think it's really interesting, and I think there's a reason why these houses and the Warrens houses have kind of like stayed as they are because people have this curiosity. But I definitely like a little distance, I think.
Yeah, I don't know about filming in the location, but I would actually love to see it. I think if I had the time to go over to Pittsburgh, I mean, it's like
Yeah.
the ground that they walked on, like the place that it happened is so interesting to see. I'd be careful. I'd try not to annoy any, spirits or anything. But I would love to see it. It would be so interesting.
I
Yeah.
agree.
That's why I don't know how Eric Roberts and Meryl Hemingway did star 80 in that regard. I don't remember the actual bunny's name, but the performers themselves. So I
Yeah.
commend you for wanting to stay in London. And Orion, you're a better man than I am because I'm not going anywhere near the property. Yeah, unless it's been exercised completely.
Right. Yeah.
We're fast approaching September. Fall is just around the corner. We're getting ready for Halloween. The Conjuring franchise has been so warmly brought into the hearts of people when it comes, especially horror fans. What sort of anxiety do you have knowing that you're coming into the franchise at this point, year 12 versus year 1, and the expectations that audiences already have?
I think it's big shoes to fill, and people love Ed and Lorraine so much, and they love Vera and Patrick so much, as do I. So I think it's just wanting to do them justice to the best of our capabilities, and hoping that people embrace a young Ed and Lorraine too. Yeah, I really just hope that fans love it and feel like it's everything that they want it to be.
I agree. I think I see there is a difference between the first movie and this one, but there's almost a little more excitement for me to be a part of something that has already covered so much ground. And I think this movie will do a good job of honoring a lot of different aspects of all the different films and being satisfying for our audiences to watch.
I think so too.
And have you guys met Patrick and Vera to see like their reaction of like, oh, so you're the younger me, don't screw this up type moment? Or is that,
We have they were incredibly gracious with their time and their energy. And Vera and I sat down and talked about Lorraine, and she was like, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. She taught me how to wrap the rosary around how she does it. And she was she's the coolest and incredible and amazing. And she also encouraged me to have ownership over young Lorraine as well. So it couldn't have asked for a better person to work with.
right?
Yeah. Sorry. The first time
No.
I met Patrick, I was thinking exactly what you were thinking. It's like he's gonna be like, who is this guy trying to come in here and do this role? But he was like just so sweet and so like trusting, and we ran through everything. He like gave me a full hour of his time, which was so generous of him. And at the end, he was like, "Yeah, just trust your instincts, you'll be fine." And it was like the best thing I could ever hear.
No, because it's exciting because, sometimes when you meet people, you have this expectation, are they going to be mean? Are they going to be nice? And you get worried. And then either they become greater than you expected, or you're like, oh, I wish I never met my hero. So in this regard, I'm glad to hear that they were really kind to you.
They're fantastic.
100%. So sweet.
So since September's fast approaching, what would you like the audience reaction to be to Conjuring the Last Rites, as fans of horror, to get from the film? And what would you also like for wusses like me that are always jumping for no reason when it comes to these jump scares, especially when it comes to demon possession, and trying to enjoy the film?
I hope that people love all the different colors that The Conjuring has. I think there's this amazing love story and family at the heart of it too that anyone can appreciate and enjoy, and is one of my favorite things about The Conjuring. But I also hope that it's fun, and I hope that people really go on the full ride and feel like they're on a roller coaster together. And I hope it's a shared experience. I think because horror is like an emotional inducing ride, I think it's best to experience that with people. So I hope people do it together and it's like a group activity.
I totally agree. I think there will be such excitement for the audience and to experience it with other people and with other fans too of the franchise and be like, oh yeah, like, do you get that reference? Do you get that? It's going to be such a cool experience for everyone to have.
I dig it. So, off the cuff question, just for fun's sake, what are you going to be for Halloween since the film's coming out just in time, for the fall?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
man.
so bad at planning my costumes.
Me too. I still think it would be so funny if Madison and I dressed up as young Ed and Lorraine and like showed up at parties. I think that would be very funny.
I'd really
It'd be a little cheating, but it'll be fun.
It would definitely be cheating, but
What are you gonna be?
Me, I have no idea at this point. I'm gonna probably be a ghost and just go to bed at around 9:30.
That sounds great.
Yeah. Thank you so much for talking to me about The Conjuring Last Rites. September 15th is coming out. Number one rule in the theater, don't spill your pumpkin spice latte on the person next to you when you jump. Those things are really hot, so be careful with that. Again, where can we find the both of you on social media, by the way, to connect?
Got it at Orion Smith, ORION SMITH.
And at Madison Lawlor.
Fantastic. Orion Smith, Madison Lawlor, it's been a great pleasure. September 15th, one more time. The Conjuring Last Rites. Looking forward to getting everybody's reaction to this one. And you already know I'm a wuss, so we know how that's going to end up.
It was great talking to you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.